Hi everybody, Brandon Ewan here with Ewan Designs. If you didn't catch the live video I did earlier, you can go back and watch it if you want. It just kind of goes into detail of somewhat of what I've been up to, at least in the shop and everything. I've been trying to get back in for since Christmas, getting back started. Whew. Well, so I wanted to get on here, and like I said in the live, I wanted to give my honest opinion of the combat abrasive shredder belts. Good lord. Oh, sorry, my arms are tired. I've been wrestling this big cleaver of mine that I'm making. And for those who didn't see the video, you'll see it in a second. I'm gonna show it. So this is a 60 grit belt. After these four little ones, and then after doing this one, I'm gonna have to grind this one different than I would my other knives, just for the sheer mass of it. It's hard to go up and down like that, and getting beautiful lines just isn't gonna work. So I got to do it along the blade like this the whole time, which is fine. It's cleaver. It's not supposed to look immaculately pretty. One day, maybe when I get a surface grinder and some other equipment to help do big blades like this to make them look pretty, I can do that. Right now, I can't. So that's how I'm going to do this one, short of taking a angle grinder with a flap disc. Whew. Oh, my arm is tired. Ugh. Little vein pop. Very little, but whew. And now take it from me. I used to throw a 16-pound bowling ball when I was in, I think it was junior high. Yeah, I used to be a I don't want to say pro, but I competitively bowled. So my forearm is used to throwing 16 pounds, and I still can do it to this day. 16 pounds down lane, hitting a strike. My average, I think, was like 250. So, so I was all right. I was decent. So fighting this thing, it's got my arm hurt. Yes, this is the massive two-handed cleaver. It's actually lighter already. Them shredder belts apparently melted this metal off, and I didn't even realize it. So it's not a very big difference, but over that surface, it is light. It's gonna go. I'm going to 120 on it because, again, it's a cleaver. It doesn't have to go to high polish. I'm gonna do 120 on it. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to acid etch this thing. Stone washing it probably won't happen, just because it won't fit in my tumbler. Then again, maybe I'll just take the ceramic media, put it in a box, and shake. Who knows? And then I got these up to 60 grit. Got the holes drilled for the pins and everything, so I can get ready to heat treat. I was gonna go a little further with this, but I wanted to get done with this video on these belts. I like them. They weren't what I expected. Like, I expected a lot of sparks. No, it wasn't really hardly any sparks. When I hit an edge, it sparked, but that was about it. And they did get clogged up with, just because I had paper on some of them and glue. But then once you work that off of them, they went right back to working. They're not worn really at all. I mean, they are showing some signs of wearing just because I put them on and some of the media came off. But I didn't get face full of ceramic like I do sometimes with my lower grit Nortons. Again, don't get me wrong, I love my Nortons, and they're pretty pricey too. I think just because of the company I normally order from, these combat abrasives ended up being a little cheaper. Cheaper than the Nortons, because of the company I order my Nortons from, and I ordered my combat abrasives from Combat Abrasive. The shredders, I like them. The backing, that stiff backing, loosened up as it heated up, and now that's a little more gives a little more flex to it, which is nice. Uh, but I noticed, especially on the bigger blade, the big cleaver, I could feel when I was done with the grit. Like, I went down to 24 grit to try to get some of this off. I went in with 60 at first because I went in with 60 with these little ones, and the 60 grit on the little ones. So I went with the big one, and it just, especially when I changed the orientation of which I grinded, my grind lines were going. So I dropped down to 24, and you could feel it just gets smooth. It start cutting, and it would just get really smooth and easy, and you're just pushing it along, pushing along. At that point, I was taking more metal than I really wanted off, but the grind lines were gone. Of course, I can't be 100% sure on that because I don't have enough blue Dicom to cover that big blade. I'm thinking of putting some dots on it just to see, but I'm pretty confident just from seeing grind lines and grit size and grit lines. I'm pretty confident that is at 60 grit at this point. But I walked it up from 24 to 36 to 60, and they did amazing. They really did. I'll probably, depending on, because they're getting very popular with the knife making community, very popular with people starting out. A lot of people go to them right off the bat, so sometimes they're sold out. So I'll probably keep a little of these on hand, a little on that hand, maybe when I get a bigger shop one day. Hint, hint. I'll have room to keep more of each, because I still like my Nortons. They work really good for certain steels, and they're just ceramic. They're my introduction to ceramic. Unless I start getting paid, or not even paid. I don't care to be paid to use your products, but if you want to just give me your products to use and I use them and talk about them, free stuff, I'm all right with. Especially if it lets me keep doing the craft I love. But no, these things. So that was 4 blades, and those 4 small blades and that big one, and that's not damage. That is literally stuff gunked on that I had on the blade, and it still doesn't stop it. I mean, that still feels like a very nice 60 grit. I still have plenty. See, like, that's 60 grit. Yeah, I was right. That 60 grit has seen some work too. It's still got plenty of life left on it, but I wouldn't use it on like to bevel with. I could potentially use that to bevel with. I probably won't, just because I don't want that stuff getting on a almost finished blade. But then again, I might. I mean, I got big boy here. So, but, and see, that's a new one. And that's what the new ones look like. And that's slightly used. It's like I just knocked the mountain peaks off, and now I'm getting into the actual grit, like the whole belt itself. That's a 36 grit I used, and there's the 24. And again, that I would still eat still all day. Words, English. But yeah, I'll probably have these belts around, and I'll keep using them. I'll update y'all some more later, especially when I get bar stock and can play around some new shapes. Obviously, I got a bunch of knives I need to finish before I need to really make another knife. But, you know, if someone comes in and wants to order a custom knife and not one I got already started, kind of go with it, especially if they're paying for the moment. So, yeah, that's all I want to kind of say. Did great. They did great. I really liked them. I'm really happy with them. That would just look like that. But after I drilled, you know, sometimes the steel sticks out on the end from drilling, and you can cut yourself. So I put it on the belt, just turned it on, and I mean, I just put it on there, and when it flattened out, I pulled it off, and that's how much of that metal it was taking off. It really wasn't. It was like, you know, just held it to it on the flat, and then just pressed to it. And as soon as it went flat, I pulled it off, and that is how much it took off that quick. So, yes, they work well. I'm happy with them. I'm happy with my purchase. Kind of bummed I wasn't able to get any of the higher grits to keep on going, but I do need some 120s, and my J-Flexes are great for smaller knives and other stuff, but I kind of want a more aggressive 120, I think. Then again, maybe I don't, because I use my Trizax, so I'll probably play around with the 120s more, ceramic, getting into more ceramics, just because they last longer. I could do more knives with them, even though they're $4 to $5 more per belt. And I'm not buying big enough orders right now. I did touch the belt. Let's see, focus. I did touch the belt a little with that finger, holding it, and that's when I pulled out the big old magnet. Didn't bleed that much yet. So, my arm's tired. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Going outside. Hug the family. Oh, but I wanted to make this video first. So yeah, stick around, like, subscribe, share. It really helps out. And again, I'm trying to make a go at this. I love my craft. This is a way to show my craft, so I'm very honored to be able to do this and do that and show y'all. And hopefully you like this videos. You're on for the ride, and more back and forth communication is very important in all aspects of life. More back and forth would be helpful, but I get it if you don't. It's whatever. I'm still gonna make knives even if this YouTube thing doesn't help out. If anything, maybe if it just inspires one person to get out there and make something with your hands. It doesn't have to be a knife. It can be woodworking. I like woodworking. I'm not really good at it, but I like it. I build tables. I build functional stuff. And the fact that I could just take some 2x4s, some screws, some nails. My grandfather was a master carpenter. My dad is a pretty good carpenter. He honestly should retire and start making furniture, but oil field pays a lot. So, another thing, the guy that bought one of my knives the other day, Cody, has been making, if I can do this one-handed, hang on. Making a Kydex scout carry sheath for this little thing he picked up. Look at that. That's just little, nice little skinning knife. But, so, might have a sheath video. Hate sheaths, but I might do a sheath video too, just to show heat molded plastic Kydex, how easy it is to work. I have seen some people that are like Michelangelos with them. They make beautiful sheaths, and honestly, if I had that skill, I'd be happy with it, but my sheaths just allow you not to cut yourself. I said in the live, and I'll say it here, if you're watching this video and you like my content, I do have a question. On my Facebook, I have 6 knives that I have completed. I have not sold yet since finishing them. I had them for the show. They didn't sell down there. They didn't sell online or on my Facebook just yet. Right now they are on full price, but I'm thinking about doing them at a discount price. That way I can sell them and buy a forge. It's a 3-burner forge with a big door on one end and then little doors for knife stock. But it's a multi-purpose forge. Affordable. I would like to sell my knives to be able to afford it, instead of just coming out of my pocket with it, my wife's pocket, especially with everything we have going on. But just some ideas if the selling at a discount doesn't work, maybe a fundraiser or, an auction or something. Because, I mean, I got 6 knives. The thing I think is going to cost me around $600. So I'm thinking $100 a knife. Maybe not, maybe so. We'll see. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to y'all later. God bless. Like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Good night.